Hello Book Team Nation, I'm Sam here again with A Bear and a Bee Books, and today I wanted to go over my top reads of 2018 so far. They're all very different and I'm excited to go ahead and talk about them with you today. So the first one I want to talk about, I actually read it on Audible Audio, so I'll go ahead and insert a picture here for you. So the first one I want to talk about is We Are Okay by LaCour, and this was narrated by Georgina Marie. I love this book. I think this book is great for anyone who's experienced loss, but for me, only when you're ready to move on. If you can hear the baby noises in the background, that's my daughter. She's interested in this video too. But anyway, the reason I really love that book is I felt like it had some points in it about dealing with loss and dealing with moving on that I think will resonate with me for the rest of my life. A lot of times when people deal with a big loss, they tend to carry guilt along with that grief. And I felt like this touched on that and it helped me personally. And for me, that's one of the reasons it was one of my top books so far of 2018. The book also, the narration was great from the Audible version. I really enjoyed it. I found it very soothing and entertaining. It is a harder story to read, but it's definitely worth it. And I got some good points out of it that I will definitely carry with me. The next book I wanted to talk about is Uwe, and this of course is by Fredrik Backman. This one has been going around forever. I actually, when I bought this, I bought two copies. I bought one for myself and one for my mom, and my mom, she read it way before me because I have way too many books, which eventually on this channel I will show them all to you. I have my library, which is the pictures on my Twitter now. I have a lounge that has books, and I also have a bunch of books in my bedroom. So I'm a little obsessed. I'm a little out of control. I'm reining it in. I have probably, I don't even want to hazard a guess, but I don't know, honey, what would you say?
Thousands.
Anyway, this is my other pick. I have 3 picks from my top books so far. They're not really in any particular order. I did enjoy all of them. But this book actually, my mom was right. This book was wonderful. It was heartwarming. It was enjoyable. It did take me a little while to get into it, but the first chapter was laugh out loud funny to me. So I also found like this book, though it definitely deals with some harder topics, it does resonate with hope. When I read the more difficult topics, I need some kind of balance to that for me to really enjoy something. So if you go into it, it can be a tearjerker, but there are definitely positive moments that you can take from this. For me, it was unforgettable. I loved how it dealt with the more difficult topics in life, but also focused on day-to-day interactions. I personally love books like that. I enjoy books that just show someone going about their daily activities because that's what we all really do, right? And just because you're cooking dinner or going to the store, doesn't mean that you're not going through something that's, very difficult or very joyful, or it doesn't mean that you're not having a momentous moment in your life. So anyway, I really love books like that, and this one was filled with both. It talked about the real difficult moments, but it also talked about the everyday moments, and I think that it was a wonderful balance, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Also, too, this book comes from a part of the world where my husband and I have been and absolutely fell in love. We went to Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. We both do have some heritage that has been traced up towards those areas originally. That, for me, made it even more special. And the final book I wanted to share with you today was my first book of the year, which meant I knew this was going to be a good reading year. Anyway, I always feel like that. If I have a good one right out of the gates, I get really excited about reading. But I felt like I had found a new favorite author when I read this book. I've since bought like a handful of her other books because there are quite a few to get to, and I'm really excited to be able to do that in the future. But that is Elizabeth Taylor's Mrs. Palfrey at the Claremont. And this does have an adaptation as well, which I really want to get to, but it's a little bit harder to find. I've been trying to order it on iTunes, but I think I'm going to have to order it from Amazon to check that out. this book was just so beautiful. It looks at kind of the later stages in life and loneliness and loss. It sounds like I read a lot of sad books this year, doesn't it? But it's really beautiful and very skillfully done. I was reading along, and at moments I felt like I was almost going to cry, and I didn't even realize that the emotion was creeping up on me. Usually when I read and I get emotional, I can kind of stop myself, and you see it coming. And for me, this book was just so well done. You didn't even see the emotions coming. They just happened naturally. My husband and I have actually spent quite a bit of time with elderly friends, family. We really enjoy spending time with the elder generation, and I've always felt like not only are they wonderful to hang out with, but someone who's been on this earth 50, 60, 70 more years than I have would have more knowledge to share and would definitely know more than I have currently experienced. So I really appreciated one of the main characters' points of view in this book. It was just a beautiful depiction. It had those kind of everyday moments as well. It had friendship, loss, but again, I didn't feel like it was an overly depressing book. It definitely has a light in it. To me, Mrs. Palfrey, she's a wonderful character, and I didn't feel like the sadness or if the changes in her life really weighed her down. I felt like she was always kind of looking towards how she was going to do it or what she was going to do. Those are my top 3 so far for 2018. So far it's actually been a really good year. I thought that I might not be able to get to too many books because I've recently had a baby, but I actually have just adjusted how I read. I'm doing more ebooks and more audiobooks. Also reading to her, which is another great way to get some books in. To me, the children's board books deserve reviews too. So I've been putting those up in my Goodreads as well. But anyway, so far it's been a wonderful year, and I'm looking forward to the second half. I hope you liked what you had to see here today. If you did, please go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Also, click the little bell to be notified when I post new videos. I love to talk books, so feel free to friend me on Goodreads or follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot. Twitter is definitely the easiest way for me to communicate at the current moment. So I look forward to seeing you on there. If you have any comments on the books I've shared with you today, please go ahead and put them down in the comments. And if you've read them, please let me know that as well. Well, thanks for being here with me today. Farewell for now. Bye-bye.